as well. Okay, yes. Okay, so like we did last week, we are going to do the first 15 minutes of the call. We may be even faster than that because we are red dye today. And then the last 15 minutes of the call, we're going to open it up for questions. So you can put those questions in the chat box now. You can put them in the chat box once we open it up for questions. You can unmute yourself so we can hear your lovely voice. But anything and everything is available. So don't hesitate to ask anything. There are no silly questions. Tonight, we're going to talk about making money, okay? Because we all have businesses and we're all trying to make some money and all trying to change the world and scoot on to becoming a millionaire. But I think in this business, we can get so caught up in little things that we forget there's a lot of ways to earn money with Beachbody. So there's a lot of ways to earn income with your business. The most long-term, lasting, foundational is to grow a team and to grow your team cycle bonus, which we're going to dip into here. But there's also a lot of ways to earn money right now. Sometimes it's hard to imagine, okay, it's easy for you guys to say that because you've been doing this for 4 years and you've built an income already. But there's a lot of ways for the next 3 weeks, the next 2 weeks, the next week that you can earn money quickly. You just have to put your mind in that headspace and know what you're going after. So we're going to go over those first. I'm going to start, and let me see. Should I start with the 1000 or you want to start with something different, Raquel? Let me see where I put it.
How about just the 5 and 5?
Okay, you do that first while I pull up the other one.
Okay, so hopefully we know by now how we get paid, right? If not, let us know and we will go over it with you. But the basic way we get paid, especially in the beginning as we're a brand new coach, we haven't really built a team, is through commission. So when we sell a regular basic challenge pack for $160, that gives you Beachbody On Demand, your portion fix containers, and your Shakeology, you get $50. Cool? So if you want to reverse and engineer your goals and you say, hey, I want to make $250 this month, that means through math, you got to help 5 people. Okay? So if you know this month I got to make $250. I don't know what that would mean for you and your family. Maybe it's groceries, maybe it's a car payment, maybe it's, helping pay for daycare and diapers like it was for me in the beginning. Figure out what your goal is and let's reverse engineer it. Now I will tell you, I just gave you that Success Club 10. That's helping 5 new people this month, guaranteed $250 in your account this month. Okay. Also with that, if you sign them up to be a discount coach, a VIP member, that sets them up to get Shakeology 25% off or anything, Energize, Shakeology, 3-day refresh. I sign up majority of my customers with the VIP discount because majority of people stay with me longer than a month and I know they want to save money. Majority of people get with me also Energize because I'm constantly talking about how much I love Energize. So they're like, add that on too. Cool. Who doesn't want to get the 25% off? So when you help 5 new people within a 5-week period, Beachbody also gives you a double fast start bonus of $100. So that $250 now gets tacked on $100 for $350. I will be quite honest with you. I'm pretty sure Jessica and I did not know this for the first 1.5 years in our business. We literally had no idea where our money was coming from. So if you're not checking in your Coach Line office, Monitor My Business, earnings and commission, you should go check. You can see your retail commission, what you're making. You can see your subscription for those where Beachbody On Demand subscriptions are coming back through. You can see your team cycle bonus, and then you can also see those fast start bonuses when you sign up a coach and the double fast start bonus when you sign 5 coaches within 5 weeks. Okay, so that's the most basic way. If you know I want to make $350 this month, boom, help 5 new people, make sure they're setting up with a discount as a coach, and you also earn the double fast start bonus. Any questions on that? Like I said, a lot of us probably didn't know that. We definitely didn't know that for the longest time ever. But that's just a great extra bonus of like Beachbody handing you money, right? For helping 5 people. And helping 5 new people a month, totally doable. It's just the amount of people that you're going to invite and talk to. Okay. Jessica, you want to do the other part?
Yeah, so I'm going to also share, this is great for yourself. This is great when you're bringing on new coaches, or if you're just in a place where you're like, man, I need some extra money. And I really just want to make some, sometimes it just feels good to grow your income quickly because it helps you get your feet off the ground. It helps you grow your confidence. And so this is something that we got from a coach named Christine Dwyer. She made this and shared it in the roundtable. So we did not come up with this, but we are sharing this because I feel like it's fabulous. I will put this image in under the call notes for this call so that you can save it to your phone, save it in an album, however you'd like to do that. But this is 10 ways to earn $100 just by helping people in a multitude of different ways. So just selling $400 in product, you're going to make $100 in commission. So here's options of that. I'm not going to read that because I don't want to waste our time, but you can have this graphic so you can go down. Cycling 7 times as an Emerald coach. So that means 1,200 volume on one leg and 600 on the other. So if you haven't yet quite figured out where your strong and weak leg is, maybe sometimes it's not always the same leg, just know in order to make $100 a week, cycling 7 times as a coach. How do you build volume? We're going to chat about that a little bit later, but volume comes from the coaches and clients that are signed up underneath you. They're ordering, they're helping people, and that's what grows. So every time you have a discount, keep ordering their Shakeology. That helps your volume. Every time you have a coach under your account and they help somebody order a challenge pack, that helps your volume. All of that accumulates, and that's where those 7 cycles come, 6 cycles come, XYZ. So looking on there, same thing for Ruby, same thing for Diamond. Look at those volumes on each leg. Now, we harp on this all the time, and if you don't already have one, make sure that you do. If it is at all possible, we highly recommend to have a spouse account or a family member that you control, a mother, a sister, a brother, anybody that you can control and safely do. Because imagine if you're able to cycle 7 times as an Emerald coach yourself, and then you make that account that you control, your husband, let's just say, they're also an Emerald, that they could also be cycling 7 times. So you want to really start to think long-term, maximizing that income. And if you can make $100, that doesn't include any of the retail that you're selling. That's just a team cycle bonus. Same thing for Ruby and Diamond. Sell 1 mega challenge pack and then boom, $100 hairs. Sell 2 all access or 2 To Be Mindset challenge packs. Sometimes breaking it in these bite-sized pieces, especially for maybe a newer coach, is really, really helpful. Sell 3 bod subscriptions. Our goal is to obviously sell challenge packs because nutrition is the most important and Shakeology is the most important. But don't discount what you can sell outside of that. Maybe you have somebody who's been doing Shakeology for months and you reach out to them and say, hey, are you ready to add workouts on? Boom, they buy bod. You're making money. So don't discount those other things you might be leaving on the table. I don't do a ton of quarterly bod subscriptions, but I do have some people who like to do the quarterly instead of the year. And then you also have the option of doing any of these combos down here to earn a retail commission of $100 for yourself. Again, I'm not going to read them so that we can move forward, but this is just a great little snapshot of showing you don't get so hung up in challenge pack points that you forget this business is about really building an income that can support whatever it is your why is for getting in here in the first place. Okay, moving right along.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share another screen. So we showed you the one way to earn the 250 plus an additional 100, right? And if you want to double that, help 10 people. We showed you ways to earn 100, tons of different ways to earn $100 in this business. And now I'm going to show you, oops, where is it? Can you see this? Volume goals, maybe? Okay, hopefully you can see it. Okay, I shared this a while back. It's in TeamVIP family, but again, we'll share it at the bottom of the notes for this call recording. But this is how you can guesstimate, not even guesstimate, it's straight math, what your residual team cycle bonus is. So we just basically told you ways in which you can earn through commission. Sell this, earn this. But again, if you really want to build a significant income in this business, you need to grow a team straight up. And when you do that, you build volume as a team. We each have different legs, and at different ranks that you are, you earn different cycle bonuses. You don't need to know all that first, but I will tell you this. If you are on this call and not yet an Emerald, I would make it my goal to be Emerald at the very latest by Wednesday. And that's totally doable. The first way I became Emerald, I signed up my mom and I signed up my best friend. Boom, Emerald. If I could have done it differently, I would have signed up my husband as my second coach. But that's how you get to Emerald, because once you become an Emerald coach, you start accruing volume. This volume on your weak leg and your strong leg starts accruing. If you are not an Emerald coach, volume is accruing underneath you based on where you are in our team. And you're basically every Thursday, it's flushing out and you're not getting it. It's flushing out and you're starting at 0 every week, flushing out. The sooner you can get to Emerald, the sooner you can start storing volume. And basically the way I discuss that is like, it's kind of like rollover minutes. Remember when they used to have like rollover minutes, like, oh, I only used 20 this month and you rolled over 1,000. Cool. It's going to save for next month. That's how it is. It starts accruing and it starts growing. The first thing I want to show you is, this is, I believe, at a, level 75 volume, and your week lag has 688. That really means nothing, but know this: a challenge pack, basic challenge pack, is 135 volume points. So if you just do the math on this, the strong lag, that's, what is that? What did I tell you, Kruk? Is that 5 or is that 10 challenge packs? I think it's 10 challenge packs on your strong leg, right? And then 5 on your week. So 5 on your weak leg will equal 688. 10 challenge packs on your strong leg equals 1375. Now notice, that doesn't mean I have to sell 10 on my strong leg and 5 on my weak. If I have a team underneath me and I have 5 people and each person sells 1 challenge pack that week, cool. We get to build that volume as a team, okay? So if you know I want to make $125 on residual income, not necessarily anything I've sold myself, but on what our team is doing as a whole, then you can look at your volume legs and know, okay, I need to have at least 1375 on one leg and at least 688 on the other. Again, I just broke that down for you. That's 10 challenge packs and 5 challenge packs. Or that's a challenge bag, a challenge pack, and 5 energizes, because you can kind of figure out what the volume is associated with that. In the beginning, these volume is low. I've talked about my income. You can go back and look through the archives of our team calls, and I showed in the beginning, one of my very first team cycle bonuses was like $14. I cycled only 1 time. Okay. But that was not through anything that I personally sold. That was on the success of our team, and that's passive income. And then it grew to 56, and then it grew to 180, and then it grew to 350, and then it grew to over 1,000. And then now it's grown to over 2,000. It will grow over time. But the best way to grow your volume is, 1, add coaches to your team. We will say this over and over again, but we are stronger and better together, right? We just are. There's only a certain amount of people that I can personally help, but I know through the ripple effect that Jessica can help people, and that Leticia can help people, and that Rochelle can help people, and we're all helping as a team, and we build better businesses together as a whole. Another way that you build volume is if you have discount coaches. I have a lot of coaches that are in my downline that are never wanting to actively coach like me, but they love Shakeology. They love Energize. They love how Recover keeps them from being sore. Make sure that your discount coaches know what's available to them. They're already in your group. They've probably gotten great results. A lot of times people start with just Shakeology and BOD with me. But then they start seeing me doing Energize, and they're like, what is that you're drinking? Then they start trying Energize. They see that I use the green boost in my Shakeology. They want to try that. They see that I'm eating beach bars. They want to try that. So keep your discount coaches getting results. Keep them happy, and make sure that you continually check in to know what their goals are, and if there's a way any of our products can help them in their goals. I love Hydrate personally. I didn't start out loving it. But over the course of the summer, I really got into it because it was hot. I was feeling dehydrated. My boys play soccer in 100-degree heat. I didn't want to give them the crap Gatorade. So I started giving them Hydrate, and I started talking about it. And then wouldn't you know, people started ordering Hydrate because I started talking about it more. So just make sure that your discount coaches know what's available to them, and that you're really creating that community where they feel a part of it and they're continuing to get great goals. Same thing, helping your business builders build businesses. Again, I have discount coaches on my team that love the products, will probably drink Shakeology forever. But if I really want to grow a business, I have to bring on coaches that want to do the same thing as me, that want to help 5 people a month, who then bring on other people that want to help 5 people a month, that also want to help 5 people a month, right? And then you can really build your volume from there as well. And then just know all that's available to you. Jessica just kind of talked about the different ways to earn $100. Sometimes people they're not ready to invest right away. That's okay. If someone's like, oh, the $215 challenge pack is too much for me. I don't think I can afford it this month. Cool. Totally understand. I was on a budget when I first started this too. If you have to save up for it and join me in my next group, totally understand. But just curious, how much were you looking to spend? Sometimes they'll tell you. Sometimes they'll tell you $100. Cool. You know what I'm going to set you up with? I could set you up with a bod subscription, or I could set you up with a 3-day refresh. Or maybe you want to just try the beach bars and energize and recover, right? So just kind of know and meet people where they are, get them in the door, give them a good experience in your challenge groups, and kind of go from there. But ultimately, if you want to build an income in this business, you got to find people who want to build a business with you. End of the story. Cool. Again, I will post this there, but this is just a great way. If you don't track your volume every week, I definitely encourage you to do that. Again, you can go Coach Online Office. One of the tabs on the left is volume, and you can see what your left leg is and your right leg is, and it updates throughout the day. Sometimes I'll go and check in the morning, and in the afternoon, the volume has increased. So you can always go in and know what your volume is for the week, and you can calculate, will I team cycle bonus this week? How much will that team cycle bonus be? And you can kind of know what you're going to get paid on that week. Make sense? Okay. Let me stop the share.
Okay, so we're gonna roll right into questions. So that's our income, like kind of just, I think being aware of it helps so much, and kind of opening your mind up. Like we said, like the very first thing, the earning the extra $100 for 5 coaches in 5 weeks, like that's the easiest $100 ever, because not only are you making commission off of them joining, you're also making $100 because you did 5 in 5 weeks. So just those little things over the course of a month, over the course of a year, really make a difference in your overall, what you're bringing in income-wise. Okay, so we're gonna go right into questions. Number 1 question, Chelsea had a question about her cousin is 19 years old, interested in joining, but worried she won't be able to get other college students interested. So that's gonna be true of any demographic. People are going to say that about moms because they're too busy. People are going to say that about people that are in grad school because they don't have any money. People are going to say that about people that are 50 because they no longer care. They're too old. Every demographic is going to have an excuse. So just know, wherever you're at, be who you are, rock your journey, be authentic in the way that you share it, and whoever's around you will find the money and the excitement to join you. Because college kids waste more money than anybody on the planet, because I was there and I did it. So trust and believe they've got $160. They'll spend it in a hot minute if it's something that they want to do.
Yeah,
so
yeah, Chelsea, I worked on a college campus for 10 years, and I'm telling you, college students will waste that one night at the bar. We also sold personal training packages. It was like 5 sessions for like $215, and that was sold like hotcakes. So she can definitely do this. She can find people that are willing to pay the $160 for sure. Molly, looks like you got your question answered from Haley, but no, we don't make any commission off of our personally sponsored coaches. When they first sign on and buy a challenge pack, Beachbody gives us a quick fast start bonus of $50. And again, when you get 5 in 5 weeks, that's another additional $100. But from then, just the volume that you create, I never earn anything off of anything Jessica sells. Her customers are her customers, but she adds the volume to our team. Yes. Okay. Any other questions? We were pretty quick with that. But we just wanted to show you, just open your eyes up to different ways in which you can earn in this business, and just to not overthink it. We talk a lot about Success Club, which I think is huge because it gives people the ultimate solution of fitness, nutrition, and support. And it's a great way to earn income. But there's also other ways to earn as well. Those add-ons of beach bars and energize and hydrate and recover. Literally, there's so many ways. Thank goodness, because when we first started, it was like DVDs. We just sold DVDs and Shakeology, and that was like, well, that's it. That's all we got for you. Now I'm like so thankful that we have so many options that we can help people, and good, clean ingredients and solutions for people. Questions on what we went over? There's a really good video that I will also post underneath the call recording of this video. It's kind of funny. It's kind of a goofy Michael Neiman. He's like the vice president in Beachbody. He does an example of like the team cycle bonus and how it works. I swear I had to watch that video like 3 or 4 times before it actually clicked. But then once I got it, I was like, okay, I understand that team cycle bonus. Explaining again, Karina, how to make it to Emerald. It's you plus 2 coaches, 1 coach on your right leg, 1 coach on your left. And again, you can go Emerald in 24 hours. If you have a spouse that could sign up, or a family member, a best friend, an aunt, your first customer. Like I sign a lot of my customers up as coaches because most likely they work with me for more than a month, and I want to get them to be able to save on their Shakeology. A lot of people also join me and they want to do Energize because they see me talking about it all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and sign them up as a coach so they can already go ahead and get that discount. So it's you plus 2. If you are not an Emerald yet, you need to be because you're missing out on volume. And I will also tell you, for those of you who are married, my biggest mistake, if I had a Beachbody do-over, it would be signing up my husband as soon as possible. I waited. I think I signed him up in like my second month. And let me just tell you, I don't even want to calculate how much he misses out on, but it is thousands per week. Because I didn't sign him up because I was so short-sighted. Honestly, when I started, I was like, I can't afford for him to sign up. Like, we didn't have it, but I wish I had just made the investment. You know, if you can't afford to have both of you drinking Shakeology, that's okay. At least sign him up and save his spot because later down the road, long-term vision, it'll be worth it. Just trust me on that. And if you want to know where to sign him up, reach out to your upline coach. They can tell you that where you should place your spouse because that also has long-term effects. But just know, get to Emerald ASAP. And if you have a spouse, make sure to sign him up ASAP too for long-term benefits.
Jen, you have your hand raised. Do you want to speak? No? Oh, just maybe an amen?
Should we still create curiosity? Or I'm sorry, are you speaking, Jen? No, okay. I'm looking at Leticia. Should we still create curiosity with our products or name what we are using? I think social media is super fickle, and if for a while there, it was all about curiosity marketing and not really sharing what you're doing. For me, this is me personally, I'm talking about it now. Beginning, I talked about it all the time. I talked about Shakeology, whatever, and then I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. I want people to come talk to me, which yes, but I also think this is the best stuff on the planet, and I talk about it now. But it's kind of whatever works for you. Jessica, what are your thoughts on that?
So I like to do a little bit of both. I think that it kind of went one polar opposite to the other. And I don't necessarily say like, oh, hey, I'm doing my Energize. I will still say it's a plant-based pre-workout. I know Kristen always says it's her mom crack. And like the other day I was on a 3-way call with a future coach and all the girl cared about was Kristen's mom crack. That's it, because she talks about it all the time in her story. And she's like, well, what's that mom crack stuff? Like, how do I get that? And so so I think there's definitely an element because it personalizes it. Kristen's taking it because she's up at 4 a.m. and she has a baby and a full-time job. And so she's making it relatable. So I think whether you use the product name or not, just make sure that you're using whatever it is and talking about whatever it is in a way that's going to want someone else to use it. Like, I talk about Daily Sunshine because I'm talking about the fact that starting this weekend, actually, I put Daily Sunshine and then I also put Green Boost in their Daily Sunshine because I'm a ninja. And so then I feel like, okay, if they eat donuts the rest of the day, I've done my job, they're healthy, we're good. And that is something that another mom would be like, okay, yes, me too, because I can't get my kid to eat vegetables and I feel guilty all day. So things like something that's going to relate. I'll still say, hey, it's Daily Sunshine, but why are you using it is the most important part. So I think using the product names is okay. I wouldn't just come out and like, hey, tag Shaun T and like, hey, transform 20 all day, because then if you don't have a really strong foundation of who you are and you're not showing up consistently and they don't think that they can trust you as their coach, they will go Google it and find somebody else who they can trust. But if you're showing up on social media and you're who your person is looking for, they're going to get a lot better experience with you and they're going to want to ask you about it versus going to buy it off of Google, if that makes sense. But good question. Any other questions? No?
Is it okay to share details of Summit when trying to recruit coaches? I'm crazy excited and it's a perk and I'm really, yeah, for sure.
Rachel
Hollis. I mean, honestly, who doesn't love Rachel Hollis these days? And she's going to be the keynote speaker. Like, yes, for sure. Jen, definitely.
If you are, I don't know what her people are called, Rachel Hollis crazy fans, then you should definitely look into getting yourself to, I think it's 2-star. because then you get to have not only Rachel Hollis as the keynote speaker, but you also get to have her in a very intimate training at the leadership training at Summit, which will be really cool. Karina, how can I promote Shakeology to those who have chronic illnesses, considering that's not my experience with it? On the social media, I would not talk about it curing or impacting in any way chronic illness at all, because that's kind of a no-no. You can definitely say that, if someone specifically asks, like I have somebody who specifically ask, I have high blood pressure or I have diabetes. I have had clients who also have diabetes and high blood pressure who have seen incredible results using this. However, I always recommend that you ask your doctor when it's relating to something about that, because that is not your jurisdiction, and you don't ever want to be like, Shakeology cures cancers and it's also going to give you a baby and make your hair beautiful, because that is a no to the no. It's because it's making your body healthy that all those other side effects occur, but you want to be careful on how you say that. I hope that answered the question.
Sarah, should you make a link tree or blog? Should you make a Google form for bootcamp and coach interest? So totally up to you. I mean, we didn't start with any of that. I think we didn't even work on Instagram when we first started as coaches. I think Linktree is nice to have a link in your bio that when people want to check you out, we know a lot of people at night are like scrolling Instagram, and if they're like, hey, I really like this girl's vibe, they see you have a link, they can go there. I think having like a landing spot for people is definitely nice. Google Forms, I go back and forth. Sometimes I use a form, sometimes I tell people to reach out to me. I think forms are nice because I feel like it takes a little bit of the pressure off, because I always think it's hard for someone to reach out to someone that they don't know and ask for help. But I feel like being able to fill out a form, for me, I personally would like to do that. So that's why I use forms, because I'm always like, well, how would I want to approach this? Me personally, I probably wouldn't want to really like have a conversation and talk to the person I'm like wanting to reach out to. I would be scared to do that, but a form feels like less pressure, where I could just enter my info, here are my goals, here's what I want to accomplish, can you help me? So for me, I would use that, but it's not necessary. We definitely didn't start with it, but you definitely can. And then advice for onboarding discount coaches to be active working coaches. So we have an onboarding process. If you look on important resources and documents in TeamVIP family, you can just like search for that picture, and there's links for how to onboard new coaches. Is that what you're asking? Or are you asking like how to ask challengers to be coaches? I hope I'm answering your question, but there's a whole process on how to onboard a new coach that we've literally written out word for word for how to do that.
And then Jen, we'll do one more. First of all, I hope you meet Shanti at Summit. I'm rooting for you. Second of all, strategy question, promote the Transform 20 or approach it as advising what type of exercise would be best for the experience. I think you're asking like if someone's interested in a challenge group, do what's going to work best for them. If you have somebody who you don't think is going to like Shanti or only wants to lift weights, or you feel like the other day I had somebody who was really short on time and just like loves to work out, but just has a new baby and has to go back to work. And so I just asked her the question. I said, is it more realistic for you to work out 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week, or 4 days a week, 40 minutes? What fits better for you? Because depending on the person, like for me, I'd rather do 4 days a week and call it a week than do 6 days a week, 20 minutes. I mean, obviously I'm doing Transform 20 because it's our job and we're here to like show what's available, but just ask them and kind of figure out what's more appropriate for them. Don't feel like you need to sell whatever program is currently hot. Sell them and get them started on what they need and what they can use. I hope that answered the question.
And then, so signing up your husband. My husband isn't an active, like he's not running groups. He's not posting on social media. But he's another business center for me. So when I say sign up your spouse, that basically means that is another business center that you can control. And because I can control it, I have been able to maximize that, make it to my benefit to where I'm earning money, he's earning passive income. Does that make sense? So it's just another business center. He doesn't have to be an active coach. He doesn't have to do all the things. My husband does love Beachbody. That's all the workouts he does. He does Beachbody. He does Shakeology, drinks Recover, he drinks Energize. He's like a walking Beachbody billboard, but he's not like actively pursuing clients or running groups on his own. but he is another business owner that financially we benefit from.
And sometimes husbands don't want to be involved, which I think was the other part of your question. You just kind of have to explain to them your vision. Honestly, which I'm not saying you should do this. I don't promote this at all. Caleb didn't know he was a coach until after I signed him up. I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, you're a coach. Anyway, we're moving forward. And he's like, what? And he took a while to get on board. And even the whole first year, he's like, cool, what are you doing? Sure. Like, thought, oh, it's precious. It's cute what you're doing. Why am I taking your picture all the time? What's the main concern? Like, why do I have to take your picture so much? And then about a year in, he's like, I'm seeing some money here, and what are you doing? And then, second year, now he's totally on board. He's like, sure, whatever. Did you want, this is good lighting. Did you want me to get a picture while we're here? Like, he's totally in it to win it now, but they're not going to be as excited about you because they don't understand it. So don't ask them to understand it. Just ask them to support you through it. I need this. This will help me grow. I promise it's for the better of our long-term vision. Trust me. And then, let them kind of see you. And that's a huge motivator for me, is I want to make him proud. Like, I want him to be like, holy cow, Batman, she's making a ton of money. She's working her butt off, and she's really growing a business. Like, this is awesome. Like, so that's a huge motivator for me, and maybe that helps too. Anything else? We are now 3 minutes over, so we're going to get off so we can be respectful of everyone's time. I will post a recording. We'll post the things that we talked about under the recording feed in TeamVIP family. We hope you have the most incredible rest of your evening. We will see you on the social media. Shout out to Sheila, who just hit Emerald. I'm about to post about it, so go and give her congrats on the post. Thanks and gig 'em. Good night.